Guys, Chris from Tillman Family Farms. Jamie and I are out here today in our big pasture, and today we're going to be working on expansion. We are expanding the ground that we're going to be running pigs on. So we run cows and horses out here in this pasture. We've got a lot of new electric fencing things that we've picked up over the past week or so. Charger, some bigger rope, bunch of extra posts and stuff like that. So what we're going to do to get this section of the pasture to grow and it won't be grazed by the cows and everything, we're going to run a temporary electric fence all the way up through behind us there to another fence that's the back pasture back there. So we're going to have a training pen out here, and we are going to be running pigs all the way up through this way, paddock by paddock by paddock, and then we'll probably run them back down the same way. Hopefully that'll get them pretty close to being ready. You know, in the past, first couple of groups that we did, we've kept around 10. This time we're going to be keeping around 14 or 15, I can't remember. Anyway, so these are going to be a little bit bigger groups, and the areas that we've been running them on, we've ran pigs on for a year and a half, 2 years, and all of that over there just needs rest. It's all been overseeded and it's growing back now. Pigs may go back on that in the fall, but we're going to rotate from this section over there. There's a lot of parts of this farm that we haven't even touched with pigs yet. We got 7 or 8 acres of woods over that way that eventually we'll run pigs through. But anyhow, we're going to show you some things, and we're going to talk to you about what we're going to do here, how we're going to do it, and show you a lot of the electric fencing parts and things that we're going to use. All right, so this little trailer is kind of our trailer that we use around the farm. This is a hodgepodge of who's who for electric fencing. We've got a lot of temporary step-in posts. We've got some T-posts. We've got some of this thicker rope, which we bought one of these fancy reels, and you see it's full already, and yeah, it wasn't big enough. So, there we go. Anyway, these buckets are full of, you know, insulators and all sorts of other things like that. But the parts and pieces that we're going to use, we will definitely show you those as we go. What we're fixing to do right now, though, is we're going to measure out our netting, because we want to be able to have the opening on both ends in the same place every time. But all of our netting has the same amount of poles and all that stuff, so that'll give us a good idea of how to set it up every time, and we can, you know, just set up the next paddock and move them back and forth that way, so that they'll be the same every time, and it'll all move up through this field pretty well that way. So we're gonna do that real quick. So what we've determined is that these pins are going to be 80 foot by 80 foot. So Jamie is back here behind me, and she's going to cut us a pathway through these woods. There's a fence across a little spillway or a little drainway right there going that backs to the other pasture behind the pond. What we're going to be doing is we're going to use a T-post on that side. We've got some connectors, and we've got some handles that will just hook onto those connectors to start our wire going straight up behind us this way, so that we can get this first paddock set up. Then after a little while, we're going to go get the remaining parts of our training pen and bring it out here and go ahead and set it up. We've got 2 pigs that we picked up from James Petway over at 3 Creek Farm that are in that. So we're going to bring them out here. The piglets that we have, I think they're 3 weeks away. They wean on May 7th, so they're a little ways away. So these 2 pigs are going to be out here for a couple weeks by themselves, but they've been in a training pen. This is just going to be a new area for them, and we'll get them set up out here after a while. But we'll go back here and help her before she starts throwing stuff at me, and then we're going to work on getting this line up through here. All right, so what this is it was on the shelf at Tractor Supply, and this is for a handle for a gate is what they're calling them. But for all intents and purposes, for us to be able to take this up and down pretty easy, what it does is it slides on a T-post, which we thought we were going to be able to use this T-post behind us here, but it was flipped around the wrong way, so we're just going to drive an extra one. But so this thing screws on there like that, and what you can do is you can hook a wire reel handle onto this, which I will show you, but I want to show you this piece first. don't know how much of this y'all can see, but Jamie's fixing to connect this handle, and we're going to pull this spool out as far as it'll go, and then we're going to connect the other section to it and pull it on all the way to the back fence, and then we're going to come back and set our post. We're going to basically use this to allow us to get a straight line, so to speak. Oh. Well, come on. So I had to move this one to the bottom. The other one that was in the package, the threads, if you can see that little eye bolt is threaded right there. The threads were stripped out, so I had to move that one to the bottom, and then we had to improvise up here. But these little handles are really, really cool, so you can touch that, take it apart, whatever you want to with it on. But you just tie the wire onto it, and then you hook it onto something. And this piece down here, all that metal going across is hot, but it's going through that black piece, so it's insulating it from the T-post, so the T-post is not hot. Pretty cool.
I don't do snakes.
So explain to us what just happened, Jamie.
That snake.
That snake?
On that board right there.
Did it scare you?
Yeah.
It scared you, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see what this snake looks like. Yeah. I am pretty sure from the shape of his head, not exactly sure, he wants to act like he's a bad snake, but pretty sure from the shape of his head that he is not poisonous. Not gonna kill him, gonna run him off so he doesn't scare my wife anymore right now. But gotta watch what you're doing this time of year. They're out. All right, so we got this little stretch up through here. We got 2 strands of poly ropes, about a 1/4-inch poly rope. I'm going to show you how we connect it at this end, and then we're going to go start taking down a training pin so we can set it up down here at the other end. All right, so even though this reel will not hold all of the wire that I wanted it to, I was dead set and determined to use it. So that is what has the tension on our top line. Second line down there, those clamps for the T-post that I bought from Tractor Supply, one of them was, the threads were already stripped out, so I had to improvise. That is a piece of copper wiring that's got some insulation on it. So that's what's keeping it from being grounded to that fence post. So that's it right there. We pulled it tight all the way back down through there, way back down over the hill. So it's about 600-700 feet, something like that. Anyway, headed to take down training pin, catch a couple pigs, bring them out this way. So one last stop to look at all of this before we go break down the training pin. So this is going to be our paddock size. So I've got a jumper right now down this way. Our training pin is going to go right down there on the end so that we can open the gate and let pigs in and out when it's time to do that. But I've got a jumper here that will light this up, but so for right now I just did this to video purposes, but this jumper will go from here to the training pin first. But this is gonna be cool. So it goes over there, goes up the wood line, and then we're gonna have this whole section to go all the way back there to that back fence. So we're excited about this little expansion for the pigs. Good morning, guys. It's day 2 of this new infrastructure setup. Well, portable infrastructure setup. We came out yesterday, and one of the pigs here that we are trying to move appeared to have dippity pigs, so we didn't do any moving yesterday. I didn't do any videoing because we were concerned about the pig and doing some checking on things like that. We have decided we are going to go ahead and move them because of this area. I'm going to do another video on the dippity pig thing. We've never dealt with it before, so it'll be something that's new to us, and we're trying to figure it out and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we are about to put these 2 guys in a really large crate and get them in the shade And then we're going to break this stuff down real quick and get it moved out and set up where we are going to have the new training pen at. This training pen has not had a break for the most part. Probably had about a month and a half, 2 months break. About 2 months ago, and it's had pigs in it ever since. So, and it went through a round of piglets before that. So no break, and I just think that this environment is not healthy like we want to. If the camera's shaking, I got a pig scratching on my leg. So we're going to break this thing down, move it. Hopefully we'll end up with a whole lot healthier environment for this pig to try to recover in. So we got everything out here on the trailer, and we're starting to move our things in there. Got 2 piggies in there. They're not in the shade anymore. Need to move them. Anyhow, this is our nosy committee. Every time we bring this green trailer out here, normally we've got round bales of hay on it, and they come running. So we're gonna try to get all our stuff in here real quick. I'll turn this charger back on so they don't get too nosy with our new setup. All right, so training pen is up. This is a 16 by 48, so that's 1 hog panel wide and 3 long. We went ahead and let those little pigs out and got them a couple of pails of water in there. We do have the feeder on the trailer here, but we got to get a water barrel out here. But before that, we're going to go ahead and finish setting up the wire on the inside here, get that pulled, and that way we can go ahead and have it hot. These little guys have been in a training pen for a couple of weeks now, and my beautiful boss over there finishing up with the zip ties. Simple construction on this thing, by the way. So zip ties, they're amazing. Use them for all sorts of stuff. Anyhow, there it is. Show it to you when we get the wire in it. I'm going to show you guys how we're putting our wire around this time. So a lot of people have seen these before. They're supposed to like slide over rebar or slide over a fiberglass fence post that is just round. Our rebar is a little too big for these, and we had bought some and we've been trying to figure out how to use them. So we decided we were going to modify them a little bit to make them work for this. So let me show you what they look like new, and then I'll show you what they look like modified and how we did that. All right, so these things come in 2 pieces, okay? If you can see right here, they're solid on the end. What you're supposed to do is slide them down over a piece of rebar and then put this on there like so, and it just tightens down on it, okay? So it would just tighten down on the rebar that way and kind of hold it in place. So we couldn't use it with the solid back on there. So what we did was we took a pair of wire cutters and we just clip that section out of there so that it'll slide right over our panel, and from the back side we can screw that piece on. So that's what I just showed you on the fence down there. Sometimes the stuff you buy from the store just won't work for what you want, and there's nothing wrong with a little farm ingenuity to modify it a little bit to use it how you need it. All right guys, so there it is. Training pin is set up. We've got a jumper right there, you can see it. We've got a small charger on this right now. We're pretty positive it's not charging enough. We've got a bigger charger that's on order. We thought it was going to be here yesterday, not here yet, so we went ahead and set it all up, do what we're doing. But anyhow, so we took all this around the inside and we left it all on the reel. And if you look right there, this is just a piece of garden hose that's been split so that it won't ground out to the fence there, or to the hog panel. But that's it. We still got the little piggy over there that's not feeling all that good. Her attitude is fine. She just doesn't get up and move around. But water barrel and feeder are in here for now. Sure, when we bring the big group of piglets out here, we'll have to have maybe a tire feeder in here till we move a bulk feeder in here. But that's it. New pig infrastructure. Gonna be moving all across this hill, and then they're gonna swap to the right hand side of that and move back down this way, and hopefully by then they'll be grown out. So guys, that's it for this video. We've got some more cleaning up stuff to do, and we got a bunch of other chores to go do, so we're going to go take care of that stuff. But we appreciate you guys watching. We really hope that you learned something from this, and if nothing else, you get a good laugh out of the goofy stuff that we do. But anyhow, if you haven't done so, please go down and like and subscribe and ring that bell so you'll see all the videos that we put out, and we'll see you on the next one.